Welcome everyone to today's edition of Michael's Corner. If you like what you see here, if you like what I present and what I talk about, please like, subscribe, and share with anybody who would be interested in this kind of content. Today, we're talking about Juneteenth, which has now become a federal holiday. The very first thing I want to say is, are you kidding? As if we do not have enough celebrations of all the mistakes the United States has made in the past. Why not celebrate the conquering of the American Indians or the internment of Japanese American citizens in February of 1942? How about creating celebrations for every mistake we ever made? The list would be quite long. Sound ridiculous? It is. Our country has a nasty habit of dwelling in the past to an extreme degree. They say that remember the past so that you do not relive it in the future. How about a new saying? Those who live in the past will never be able to ascend above the petty squabbles and look forward to a positive future for everyone. I mean, come on, people. This gets a little bit ridiculous. A little bit of history, though, behind all of this, though. Juneteenth is now a federal holiday. It celebrates the emancipation of African American slaves in June 19th, 1865 in Texas, which was the last state with slavery after Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, which was passed on January 1st, 1861. Now, Japanese internment was authorized on February 1942 with Executive Order 9066, 2 months after the attack on Pearl Harbor in December 7th, 1941. 120,000 people were affected by this order, in which the majority were American citizens, Japanese American citizens. And let's talk about the Indians. Now, when we first came to this country, we were so busy expanding and everything, we didn't think about all the damage we were causing to the Native American peoples. I mean, the original population of the American Indians is, by fair estimates, put at about 10 to 12 million people. And today, there's only 2.6 million people. What do you think of all this? I think this is just ridiculous. It's just every time something bad happens, we have to remember it. You don't necessarily have to remember bad things that happened in the past as long as you're thinking toward the future and working toward that future. I just feel that Juneteenth is just another example of how we want to celebrate everything that has not been good with our country. And to me, that's just not the way it should be. I mean, holidays should be, should be joyful celebrations. I mean, there's all kinds of things we could come into. We could talk about all kinds of stuff that has happened in America since our inception over 200 years ago. The point is that we're just overdoing it. I mean, I think holidays are holidays. If you're trying to make holidays for things that we've done wrong in the past, then we're not advancing any further into our future. That's the simplest final, I'm soapbox for the day that I could possibly have thought of. It doesn't make any sense right now. Anyway, I hope you guys found this interesting, and I'll see you guys in the next section. Welcome back to the question and answer section of Michael's Corner. I hope you enjoyed the content in the last section that we did. Hope it was entertaining, hope it was informative, and hope you learned something new about the subjects that are around our world. Like always, if you didn't like something I said, or if you have any questions about what I covered, want to know more about Juneteenth or the Indians or the internment of the Japanese American citizens, just let me know in the comments. Like always, I look at my comments. I will read all of them. I will answer them as soon as I can, and I'll get right back to you. Now, the question for today, for this episode: what do you think about Juneteenth? Is it necessary? Does the United States have to apologize for every mistake it has ever made? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. As I'm definitely, as always, I'm interested in what you guys think about this of these subjects that I cover. And that's pretty much all I have today. I have no questions from you guys to answer, so we're going to move on to our next section and our final thoughts. Thank you. Welcome to the final thoughts of the show. My thoughts for today are enough is enough. As a country, we must stop punishing ourselves for every mistake we ever made. We need to think about building a better future for every American. We need to let the past stay in the past. And I feel it is time for us to grow up. I mean, come on, holidays should be joyful celebrations that should not reference our mistaken past, because we've made a lot of mistakes in our past. And the idea is not to repeat them, but that doesn't mean you dwell on them constantly. Now, in brief, we talked about Juneteenth and why I felt that it's just overkill and that we shouldn't be adding, holidays that reflect the mistakes we made in our past. I feel that, if we're going to do a new holiday, if we're going to make another one official, it should be a happy holiday. It should be a good holiday. It should be celebrating good things, not the bad things that have happened in this country. That's what I have for my final thoughts. Now, next week's show is going to be about critical race theory as a practice and how it should be banned in public school programs. I hope you find this content extremely interesting, because I think I will, and it's going to be an enjoyable show to present to you guys. With that in mind, I want you guys to be safe, be careful, be open-minded, and I will see you in the next show. Take care, guys. Bye-bye now.